Hi, everybody. Seven G's with the PPJ. Welcome, sis. Mama Alicia. Welcome, my darling sis. Divoka Spider Remover. GK down, my darling sisters. Thank you guys so much for coming. Please, as you come in, like the video and share, please. Genie Divokin. Oh, my sweet sis, thank you so much. I'm in general, my sis with the golden heart. Welcome, sis. Thank you so much for coming. Please like as you come in. Like and share, please. Please like and share. Please come in, guys. Like and share as you join. Oh, thanks, sis. Ah, you're a trooper. You are a trooper, sis. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. Wonderful. Mumma, di banka spada Obalandi. Please come and like the video, share the video, please. We have a VVIP guest today. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Bella Fountain TV. Welcome to Bella Fountain TV. Please, if you haven't liked the video already, like and share. Invite more people. I'm just trying to share now, or send it to some few people. Ta 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 ta. Good. Please like and share, guys. I'm just trying to share it to as many people as possible. Okay. Okay. Nala chocolate, my chocolate beautiful sis. Welcome, sis. I see you. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Bella Fountain TV. I'm Bella, your host. And if this is your first time here, you're very much welcome. Thank you. Thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined us recently. I appreciate you all so much for taking the time to click on that subscribe button. It means a lot to us. I count on every single view. I don't take it for granted. So thank you guys so much. But please remember to turn on your notification bell, select all. So whenever I go live or upload a video, you will not miss a thing. So Popiki, welcome, darling sis. Evia Clara, my darling sis from another mom. The mother, my wisdom sis, welcome. And to all my returning subscribers, my fountainers, the beehives, the positive community as a whole. Thank you guys so much for always being there and supporting your girl. Come and gist to the PPJ. Thank you, sis. So I appreciate every single one of you. I don't take you guys for granted. Honestly, I don't. You guys are the reason why I come here, like my camera every week. You guys are the reason why I feel like I need to prepare content, something that can educate, we can educate ourselves. You guys are the reason why I feel motivated every day to keep running this channel. So thank you guys so much. And please do not relent your effort in encouraging and motivating me to keep this channel running. So thank you guys so very much. So today we are having a special guest, the matron of all the Canopians. So the Canopians who have been supporting me. Your mama is coming to the platform today for the very first time, and I cannot be grateful. So mommy asking for a friend will join us in a minute. I'll just go through a few bits for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then she can join us. We'll crack on with today's show. Yes, G Unit, well deserved. Oh God. Oh, how can I do this G Unit on StreamYard? I don't think I can do it on StreamYard. Let me see. I'll go to another video. I think that will be better. Let me see. If I go to another video, I'm sure I could do that from there. Let's see. Oh, G, I hope I can find your comments here, sis. If I can find G Unit here. Please, as you come in, like the video, please. Aye. G Unit. Damn it. I'm trying to find my G Unit. Please like the video as you come in. G Unit. It's difficult to do it on StreamYard, sis. So I'm just trying to figure out if I can find you on any of my other videos. It'll be easier that way. Oh yes, oh no, that's on you. Unit sis, I'll look for you after at some point. It's so difficult on StreamYard to do it from StreamYard. So what I will do sis, I will make sure I do it from another video. Okay, I'll do it from another video, sis. I'm unable to do it here, so we'll do that in a minute. So thank you guys. Avali, welcome, sis. I see you. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for coming. So today, as you see on our thumbnail, we'll be talking about rape. I will not be using this term a lot because I don't want YouTube to flag this video. So you hear me talk a lot. I think let's see. Oh, Arturo is waiting. Good, that's perfect. I will not talk about it a lot. I won't be using that term a lot. I'll be using sexual exploitation or molestation, sexual assault or violence, so that this video is not flagged up. So, but before we get into today's video, there's just something I saw on social media, and I thought, you know what? Let me Exactly. Let me read what I found on the social media streets, and then we'll crack on with today's topic. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. So there's this post that I saw. I thought I would share it. I know I've done so many videos about friendships. Thank you, FBI clearance. Thank you, Daddy sis. Oh, you see, that's why I love you guys so much. That's why I love you guys so much. Thank you. Send me some love. Love, love, love. Love is all I need. Thanks, sis. Thank you so much. So I saw this post on Bella Powers, and it reads, so it's got a US passport on it. G Unit, support picking. You ladies will recognize that passport. Prince Baby Nation, welcome, my darling bro. I see you. So it reads, a visa to the United States does not guarantee you your entry into the country at the port of entry. Someone who was traveling to the States on a tourist visa shared their plans with someone, and the person emailed the government, letting them know that she's pregnant and her plan is to give birth and stay in America. Once she presented her passport, she was denied entry into the country. She was deported back to her country, Cameroon. Be careful who you share your plans with. In God we trust passport. Exactly, sis. A big passport. So this is the story I read on Facebook, and I'm thinking, wow, how much more can we talk about traitors? How much more can we blog about? Be careful with the kind of friends you have. Not everybody that is around you is happy with your success, is happy to hear you celebrate. Not everybody you call friend is actually your true friend. Peace person. Oh, my mama for life. Welcome, darling mama. Thank you so much for coming. Not everybody that is around you is actually there to see you win. There are certain people who come around you just to make sure that you fail. They want to listen to those plans and plan evil to counteract your successes along the way. So we have to be very careful. I know when we have good news, we are happy, we're excited, we want to scream at the top of our voice, climb on the mountains and tell everybody, but please, we need to wise up. The world now is a very dangerous place. We have good people, but they are so rare to find. So whoever you're sharing your plans with, you have to be very careful and make sure that that person is somebody that has been there for you through thick and thin. Okay, because there are people who will not want you to succeed and you are not aware of it. And that's just because as a person, you always root for people, you want people to succeed, and automatically you assume that's how everybody around you is operating. So we really have to be careful. This is a friend who goes on to tell a bosom friend about her plans to travel and have a baby in the States, you know, in G Unit's country, in G Unit's, how did you say? Something about freedom. So, but a vicious and jealous friend has gone ahead to email the US embassy, and this other friend's passport was revoked or the visa was cancelled. So we really, 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 really have to be careful so that we don't get caught up in situations like that. So it's a story. I just wanted to share it so we can all activate our number 20. The comments are brief so that the comment readers association can quickly. Other than my partner, the rest I talk to my bitter caller and then chew it. I love you so much. Oh my God, the level of jealousy and yeah, and the level of jealousy is just, it's bad. It is bad. Yeah, exactly. At the Bunkers Parliament, people are very vicious nowadays. You see people smiling around you, they don't mean it. They're quietly stabbing you in the back. So we really have to be very, very careful. So I thought I'd share that with us all. So let's get straight into this topic because we have our co-host and she's giving us a moment of grace. We cannot abuse that. So
Before I call Mommy asking for a friend to join me, I want to read a post before I invite her to come in. And like I said, we're talking about sexual violence and sexual exploitation in our communities, African communities to be precise, and especially on younger people, okay? Especially on our focus is the younger ones, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and read this post, and this post is from an NGO that empowers young girls. An NGO that empowers young girls. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and read the post. So the NGO, you can actually locate this post on Facebook, and the NGO is called Network for Solidarity, Hope and Empowerment Cameroon. And so please permit me, it's slightly lengthy, but please listen to this because it's very important for the purpose of this vlog today. So it reads, another victim of sexual violence who did not survive from the actions of the perpetrator. Chantal was just 15 and had met this man who is a big gun and working as the Secretary General of one of our ministries in Cameroon. He coerced her into a relationship and started having intercourse with her, and their meeting point was a motel in their neighborhood. The fourth intercourse was without protection, and she became pregnant, as revealed by the bailiff's interview with the child. According to her statement to the bailiff, she had told Uncle, which is her uncle, that she will not. Uncle, this is a big gun in the person who works in the government, that she will not abort the pregnancy, and he coerced her, saying he was coming to see her family. The next strategy was to tell her he wants to marry her and for her to look chubby so that can be seen as, so hold on a minute, wants her to look chubby so they can be seen as a couple. She needs to put on some weight. Uncle gave Chantal some leaves to chew and used some to poach, which was to make her supposedly chubby. Meanwhile, it was an abortion concoction. After taking the concoction, a few days later, Chantal started having serious stomach issues and was taken to several hospitals and landed at the Hospital General, where she had a surgery. But that was not all. Chantal's internal organs had been damaged until she was undergoing dialysis. A few days ago, Chantal was called to glory. Her lifeless body is in the morgue, and the perpetrator of the act is walking freely. While the case is at the public interest, the organization and the rest of Cameroonians wanted justice for her soul to rest in peace, and for the legislators to look into such cases to make sexual violence a national emergency. We have reached out to one of ours to look at the merits of the case and see how the family can be supported as the case has been reported and investigation is ongoing. Our source will get closer to the family and judicial police for updates and more information. We share the pain of the family and call on people of goodwill to join us in any capacity to see the alleged battery to pay for the crime. So that's the post I got on Facebook. That's the post I got on Facebook. So now I'm going to invite our honorable guest. Hold on, how do I get Auntie in? I see her right there. Add to stream. Ah, there she is.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, or from whatever part of the world you're watching from. Thank you for having me.
I am honored.
I
am honored. Thank you so much, Auntie, for accepting to do this with me. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Okay. So you heard me, Auntie. I've read this post about the 15-years old girl who was actually, allegedly assaulted by this person in position and
Absolutely.
sadly lost her life. Now we are talking about sexual violence. Do you feel like our community, especially the African community, provides, it's like a bedrock for rape culture?
Please just permit me, if I may,
Yeah,
to go on the first part of that side thing that you read before I go into this topic.
yeah.
Because it literally break my heart. How can we be so vicious? How
Speaking
can we
for
be
Jesus,
so
you are
wicked?
welcome, darling.
How do you know that that person that is coming in tomorrow, God is not going to use them to be the channel that you too can get help one day to come here? Somebody that can reach out and help you. Why are we so engulfed in such jealousy and bitterness and don't want each other to progress? Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
big lesson.
It is.
I mean,
It
it's
is.
just getting worse by the generation instead of getting better.
Yeah.
I was thinking that this new generation, because even our time, we could not, I don't see us doing this. It's wicked.
Yeah.
This
The level of
age,
jealousy
media
is
and
alarming.
everything, the level of jealousy, self-destruction, everything to bring others down. If that person did not like you or care for you, they would not have shared something so deep and personal to them.
Yeah.
How dare you do
Yeah.
that to them?
Yeah.
What do we gain from that? And you think that, I hope this person is not going to have children tomorrow, because you'll be wondering what has stalled your own children. If you are so invested in letting other people not to progress or stop their progress for whatever reason you have bitterness in you, don't forget, it's going to come back to bite you.
Absolutely.
And when our children are not fine, we cannot be fine. And people will be wondering why, oh my, this is your child who is always number top of her class, A in class. What is the problem? Why can't she go ahead?
Yeah.
Little things will come like this because you did not want other people to go ahead.
Yeah.
You stalled other people and you think that this is not going to come back. It's just a matter of time. People do things, they don't look past their nose. They
Yeah.
think that it's going to happen only today or tomorrow, or
Yeah.
take even
They
10 years,
don't look
15
ahead, the
years.
long-term effect.
Yes, the long-term effect, and it's going to manifest in you. That is just pure wickedness.
Yeah.
I just hope we learn from this. And anybody who's thinking of doing this to anybody for any reason, please stop it.
Thank you so much, Auntie. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm going on to this topic for today. Oh my God. People, how many times have we talked about this thing? Nobody should mix anything
Mama,
and give
welcome.
you.
Thank you for Jesus, you are welcome.
Nobody should give you anything to eat. Nobody should give you anything to drink. And you're drinking it and trusting them.
Yeah.
You have to be very wary when people mix stuff and give to you, or just take a tablet and say, take and drink.
Yeah.
What are you drinking and what for? I've never heard people are trying to lose weight. Somebody's giving you a medication to put on weight. Who does that?
Yeah. This
is
the second time I've heard this on social media where people are looking for pills to put on weight, which I find very unusual. I find
very
strange.
unusual. All the health problems, all the statistics, all the risk that comes with weight, where people are trying to lose, people are trying to see how they can put themselves into a routine, and somebody will tell you that the reason is for you. How did putting on weight make somebody look older? I've never heard that. Because age stems from your face most often. It's not from your size.
Yeah.
It's from your looks, from your facial looks.
Exactly.
That determines how old you can be or the range, not your weight. It's your face.
Thank you.
Anybody who tells you that nonsense is ridiculous. And this man, I hope he's put in jail, because that is criminal. That is violence. That was, this is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And the problem is, I'm worried about our community because, as we know, Auntie, time without number, we hear a lot about these things, about cases like this, but we rarely hear about the outcome of investigations and follow-ups. And this is my concern, and that's the reason why we're doing this show. Why we need to understand why our community is almost like a bedrock for cases or perpetrators to feed on innocent people or vulnerable people, and
because we are not talking, we are not communicating, We're a community that have been embedded with so much shame because we choose to shame people. We choose to use their tragedies to mock at them. We choose to use their tragedies to laugh at them. So when people even have experiences, they're afraid to come out and talk.
Yeah.
Go to most other communities, go to the Kenyan communities. I'm telling you, see the way they reach out to their YouTubers, to their media personalities, to tell things that they have gone through, tell their stories. Because in telling their stories, they get help and they benefit from it. And at the same time, they are educating the community.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win. It's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
But in our community, people are so afraid to come and tell you what they went through, their experience, because they're afraid that people are going to use it to drag them or shame them. But I'm glad that we've come to a space in this 2023. It's showing we're on the 26th day of January. We've seen a lot of progress. Kudos to everybody. And I know that it's only going to get better. Mindset shift and change is very important, because until we start having mindset shift and putting it into actions by saying, no, we are not going to watch this. You're not going to feed me this. I'm tired of listening to this. I'm tired of negativity. It's very depressing. It's destroying me. There are a lot of people there who need help. There are a lot of people who have gone through things that they could bring to the platform. In telling me their story, I can look for a way for them to get help. At the same time, because they told us their story, they have educated a lot of other people who are not aware of this, and we end up saving lives. So it's a win-win for everybody. It's very disturbing.
Yeah.
I just pray that as we continue this year, it will be our year of biggest breakthrough in our media in our media space.
Amen to that, Auntie. Amen to that. And may I also stress the fact that when we are talking about sexual exploitation and rape, this includes boys and girls, and not just
it has nothing to do with it's not about sexuality. It don't matter.
Exactly.
Both boys and women and men go through it. Boys and girls go through it a lot.
Yeah. And it's for all age groups, because people always feel like this happens only to the younger people or to single people or people who are not married or in a relationship. But it's important for us to understand that these things happen to even couples, married couples as well.
Absolutely.
And the trouble is, because we have that cultural belief that as a couple is a responsibility of the partner or the other person to, comply with the sexual demands of the other, it doesn't make it an assault to the person. And so people are going in or dying in silence in relationships through this same issue and not saying anything. So we cannot really assess this situation when we don't have reports or cases like that coming out in public to talk about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It has to be the great reveal to be able to redeem. Because if we don't encourage people to come out, let them know that they are not going to be shamed, they are not going to be held accountable, we're not going to mock and laugh at them, we are stalling our own selves and hurting our youths and younger community.
Unmerited grace, welcome, darling.
Because until awareness is created for us to know that these things are really happening, it's not a movie script. And most of these things that are in movies are people's stories, real human life stories that they bring it out and people used to act movies. These things are real. It's not a joke. It's not made up. And I know for sure that the one thing that works, television, image, pictures are powerful.
Very powerful.
Powerful. So when somebody sees you on the other end telling your story in pictures, when you visualize, you remember. When you visualize, it stays in you. When you visualize, you feel the emotion, you see the pain, and it's very relatable.
Yes.
It's different when I am just coming to tell you that, oh, I heard that this thing happened to this person. I heard that this thing happened to this person. But when people can bring themselves on and tell their stories, it's very powerful.
Very powerful.
And that is my prayer for this community. That by the day, if God ever wants to call me back home,
Mama Lily, the lady, welcome, sis.
By the time God calls me back home, I don't know when, I don't know how, or how long it's gonna be. My prayer is that our community will be like most of those advanced African communities where people can really come out and sit down and tell you their experiences without feeling like they have to hide.
Yeah.
Don't want anybody to know it's their story or that is them. because they are afraid of being shamed.
Exactly.
That is my biggest. If that can be achieved, I know that my work is done.
Amen. And like you said, Auntie, the television and the media is very powerful. Just as much as it can actually help to bring an end or stop this, it can as well help in promoting this situation that we are dealing with today, this sexual violence and abuse on people, because there are certain programs, TV programs or documentaries that you watch, especially movies, that gives this, glamorizes this the passive sexual abuse on women and young boys and girls. Like, for example, there's a recent movie that came out, I don't know if anyone has watched it, called Shantytown. It's a beautiful movie, brilliant masterpiece. But there is an episode there where you see how they objectify a woman sexually. And when you see stuff like that, somebody who actually doesn't have that confidence to stand up to themselves and it's been happening to them, they may feel it's normal. It's something that's happening. If they can show it in the movies, then it should be something that's normal. So we have to be very careful at times as well with the images that we portray on TV as well as social media. It's very, very important. Right. And also, and see, when people will be thinking and asking, and so many people do ask this question as to why do we think rape is happening? Why do we think sexual assault or molestation is happening? And before I continue, sorry guys, I must give a brief definition of sexual assault or molestation. So it's actually an sexual abuse on another person by another. This can be done forcefully or taking advantage of somebody. That's just a simple term to put it.
Absolutely.
So I know many people are asking how, or what is the cause for people going out and perpetrating this sexual assault or molestation. There's not you can't literally put a finger on it. It's a broad range of things, but I think I can classify them under socio-economic factors. If you ask me, when I talk about socio-economic, look at the social part, I look at the upbringing of somebody, the environmental situation of an individual. This case I've just read today, the little girl is an orphan from what I gathered further. She is an orphan living with the uncle. So already being an orphan has exposed this little girl to predators like this one. Okay, so if you want to look at causes like that, you have so many people who are in similar position as this teenage girl who sadly lost her life, who have been taken advantage of based on their social environment. Would you agree?
Absolutely. But the one thing that we have to put forth is that 97% of rape cases, let me not call that word, I beg, I'm sorry, 90 of violence against people's bodies or violation is caused by people they know.
Yes.
It's only 3% that's done by total strangers. 97 is the people that you know.
Yeah.
The people that you trust. And that is why it is more difficult most often for people to come out and tell. Because people will be in the family, they know that this has happened. They're like, oh, it's your uncle. Don't say it's going to hurt your uncle. We all are there protecting these criminals.
Yeah.
And then leaving this person who is the victim
to suffer the consequences.
All the shame, all the blame. Because when you can speak out and get when you can get the perpetrator locked up or face consequences, is a start of your healing.
Yeah.
And we should make these victims to understand that it's not your fault when your relatives come onto you, or people or family members or family friends.
Yes.
They have no reason to take advantage of you.
Yeah,
that is why the most important thing is for us to keep talking.
Yeah.
Keep this dialogue on. Talk to our children. Let them know that even uncles can do this. Or if uncle taught you, let me know.
Yeah.
If uncle make you uncomfortable, let me know. Auntie makes you uncomfortable, let me know.
Yeah.
Our friend across the street who's Uncle Jack, family friend, touches you or make you uncomfortable, let me know.
Yeah.
Do not take any of these things for granted. Yeah. Make your children know that you are the first person they should come to, that you will not judge them. Our children should not be afraid of us. They should respect us. Because when they respect us, they will share with us. When they're afraid of us, they'll take it to a total stranger, and you know what the repercussions of that may be.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Auntie. And while you're still on that point of teaching our children so that they can be comfortable to report to us, and we need to start that from a very early age. I'll bring a story to link to that, because I always like to use examples. And I want to thank one of the viewers who is right here, who actually forwarded me something just before I came on live, which it's literally mind-blowing. It's shocking. Everybody will be outraged when I say this, for people who haven't seen or read or heard about it. Why it is important that we talk about, teach our children how to have boundaries for their bodies, who can touch and who cannot touch. So this happened yesterday, I may say so, because it's 20 hours ago that this was published. So, and this is Tico again, same Tico.
It happens everywhere, my dear.
Yeah. So exactly, Auntie, exactly. So this same incident happened in Tico recently, and it's a ministry, a church called Global Prophetic. So they had a vigil, and during that vigil, there was a 2-year-old baby who was attending with, I suppose, a parent or a guardian. And in the course of the vigil, the little girl said, "Oh, I want to pee." And one of the elders in the church, a younger male, a man, a middle-aged guy, said, "Okay, I'll escort the baby to go have a wee outside." Takes this little girl to go outside, goes out behind the church, molests the child, okay, and then the child comes in and then goes home and tells the grandmother, "Uncle took me to the back of the church and he touched me, and our teacher had said to us, if anybody should touch you there, you have to report it." And this child was taken to the hospital the next day, and it was realized that there was penetration.
Oh my God.
Now, we thank God that this child was knowledgeable enough to tell her grandmother. But what is even more baffling is the fact that the pastor of this church, now the senior pastor, now summons the parents of this and the grandmother of this little girl. And you know what he said to the parents? He said, well, he's spoken to the guy, the perpetrator, and the perpetrator only attests to the fact that he used his fingers and not his manhood. So they should please consider to release him from jail.
What?
Yes. Now, this is what I mean by normalizing or making light of violation or sexual assault.
Absolutely.
For somebody to say that because you used your fingers on a child doesn't make it sexual violation.
Wow.
I struggle to understand this. I struggle to understand it. Now I wonder, what is the society we are living in? What are the examples? What are the things that we are putting in place to make sure that people feel safe and confident to come forth and report cases? If we are actually, making light of a situation like this one, who do you turn to in cases like that? For this poor grandma, they may not have the funds to follow up this case. And now what happens? This guy then goes scot-free and still walking the face of the earth. Goodness knows how many victims he's done it.
How many other people? This is not the first, trust me.
So what happens to these people? Why do they feel like they have to do these things and go free? And why do the leaders feel like it's okay for them to cover up these cases?
Because we are not talking enough. We are not holding people accountable. We have to hold everybody accountable even to those people who go out there and are paid to cover these things up. Parents should be frustrated. Parents should speak up. Parents should hold placard and walk in the street, march on the street. When a child this happens to any child, people should come out in the neighborhood and do a marching. Go to the DO's office, front of their office. Go to the governor's office, march in front. Stay there until somebody listens and answers to you people.
Yeah.
We must do like they do in the developed world, where people are relentless. You don't stop. It has to come from the people. The family cannot do it by themselves. The neighbors, everybody should come out, because an insult or abuse to one son or one daughter in the community is an abuse to all children. If we don't take a stand, it's going to be a routine. It's going to be something that is going to soon become a norm. because people will say, oh, who cares? Nobody did this for this other one. What are they going to do for this? People should start changing mindset. And the best way is to start talking and holding people accountable for their actions. But the best way, as we have said, start from talking at home, and they should put this in school curriculum.
Yes, sexual education
Very,
should be
important. That's the
Yes.
one thing that people are so don't want to talk about it, uncomfortable to talk about it in Africa. These things should be put into children as they get into middle school, which is that class 5, class 4. They are 10 and 11. These things they should start being taught about these things and the repercussions and how to handle it and who to talk to. While we have already reinforced and started it at home, the school should continue and make it mandatory. Where if a child comes and report that something happened, just like we do here, you call the cops. You get teacher. That should be your responsibility as a teacher.
Yeah.
To say no, get the authorities involved.
Yeah.
If all
but
of
you
us
know,
are on the same page, I just pray that somebody from a Department of Education
Mommy Columbia Farmer, welcome, darling.
Somebody in Department of Education in Cameroon can watch this.
Yes.
We share these things up to the ministry so they see these things that is very important. The government should be involved. The school system should be involved. The teachers should be trained. It should be a course about this so that it is something that every school is being taught.
Yes, because it's
about our children's future, and it's very important.
Very, very, very important. Very, very important, because the temptation is for these senior people or people in position that the younger ones can literally run to and report the cases to be very dismissive to these people. Because you hear cases where a child will come and report that they've been violated, and the elderly person then goes and say, what were you doing there in the first place? Who sent you there?
I have a story that I'm working on. This is a little bit about adult. A 24-year-old woman who is claiming that somebody that she saw as a mentor at her workplace went there because she has always looked up to him, thought he was a mentor in the media space, violated her sexually. You understand? And I'm looking at her now. You're coming 11 years later because this man is in trouble to talk about what you went through. How dare you? Any man who use your office space to have sex with you, forget about, just a little bit off topic.
No, it's fine, Auntie. That's fine. It's still in line of what we're discussing.
Anybody who goes to the office space and asks you to open yourself and have sex with you and you do, has no respect for you.
Mama Alicia, I said hello, darling.
That's exactly how they see you. Like nothing.
Yeah.
If a man has respect for you, they will not ask you to put up your dress on an office space, on a table, on a chair in the office and have sex with you.
Exactly.
Sex is something that should be very cool, romantic, inviting, loving. Anybody who's doing that is in a rush. They see you as an object.
Yeah, and
so
this is a trouble.
A 24-year-old, especially in this abroad, they are so well versed, well educated. You've graduated college. You are now having a job in the media, and you're going to blame that man. The man has his own problem, but it's on you, because guess what? There were other interns in there that he did ask them, but what did they say? No. So why did you say yes? Then now, 11 years later, you think you can come because it's in trouble, you can come now and use your face to make some money. But let's be holding people accountable for their actions.
Yeah, as much as we, Auntie, I agree with you, but I want us to be very careful as well, because sometimes it can actually put people off. We have some adults who literally think like teenagers. We must be very careful as well. In that case, yes, the lady may want to cash up in a situation, but we have to be very careful. It's like a fine line with trading. We don't want to make it a point where people feel like they will be blamed if they come and report sometime later.
Yes, I don't want them to feel like that. You can be blamed, but at 24 you didn't do it. You're coming at 37 when you are a married woman. You understand?
Right.
No.
Right.
To come talk about this now. When he did not rape you, was you put the sexual this thing. You know, no, please, no. Let's. We have to start talking to our young girls. Yeah, let them stop this thing.
Yeah, it's very important to build their confidence up, to encourage them, to make sure they are confident enough to challenge intruders.
This is your boss. Stand up and say no.
Yeah,
and anybody who loves you will not tell you to violate you in an office space. In an office space, he does not care for you. He looks at you as an object.
Yeah, it's absolutely true, but we have to be careful as well. Like I said, some bosses can be very intimidating, but also, like you said, Anybody who wants to use their body to maintain their position, you are going to lose that position within the twinkle of an eye, because
Absolutely.
you have to continuously use your body to preserve that position. Because the moment you say
so the
no,
moment you start, you can't stop.
Yes. So we have to be very careful as well when we do that. Yes. So that's actually, thanks for sharing that experience.
But coming back to this topic of this man and this girl, this man is supposed to be behind bars. He's a murderer. Yes. He did. Yes. He should be behind bars.
Most definitely.
He cannot go scot-free.
But like I said, from what I gather, because I actually investigated, did further investigation of the case, and I hear that the uncle of this girl who challenged this big gun was locked up. He's now in jail because he challenged this person. So this is my frustration.
Because everything will go shh.
So he's been silenced, and that's where I go to the economic part of this whole sexual violation and assault. People use their powers, and be it their social status or their economic power, to perpetrate crimes like this.
Yes.
They use that to lure vulnerable people or exploit. It's fine. They use that. Sorry, Auntie, I'm just checking the.
No, it's okay, please.
So they use their powers. They use their powers and their position to silence their victims as well as victim family members. How can we go about dealing with people like this who are powerful?
Is that not what that's why I said that everybody has to keep talking and then protest. People should not just look at it and just stay quiet. If this happens, people should come out with their placard, write on a march on the streets. It's not about violence, it's doing a peaceful walk.
Yeah.
We have to start doing that in our communities. Go stand in front of that person's office. Since it's so powerful, go in front of that powerful office. The community, women, we can do it. Women have done this forever. When they start, the men will follow them. Go out there, stand in front of there and challenge this man for what he did. Create awareness, shame him.
Yeah. And as much as we're talking to the children about standing up for themselves and saying no to somebody touching them inappropriately, we have to also educate our kids about finance. It's very important, because the society in which we are living in today is very tempting with material things. You watch on social media, kids are always on their phone, looking at Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, flashy cars, girls with aesthetic enhancements and all those things.
Yeah, but it's about the school system. They must have protocol. You understand? Where as much as the world has evolved, because even in developed countries here, children don't go into their classes with their phone.
Right.
I know my daughter, when she was in high school, she couldn't get into the class with a phone.
But at home, there are some parents
who cannot.
Home,
you still have to give them time. There must be time for that. You have time for social event, and then you have time for family time, and then you have time at night where every device must be turned off. But you have to start it. You have to start it. If you don't start it early, you're going to be in big trouble later.
Yes, because that's what I was going to say. It's a very challenging situation, especially for us, the moms who are here in the diaspora. Any mom, I'm guilty for that. I'm guilty when it comes to that. We use gadgets as pacifiers for our kids.
We all have done that, because it makes sometimes it's okay. Like if you're doing your hair or doing something and you don't want them to interrupt you, or you're washing your hair, they are on your side, or you're cooking, you are there watching them. But at least we know that time we have that's that time at that time, because we know that we're engaging. But then we must have a cutoff time. You people, I feel sorry for you people. I don't know how you guys are gonna do it. God help you all. My time, the phones were just started coming. The computer age was just started coming when my daughter was about to turn 7, 8, 9, 10, right?
Yes.
So, but before that, I had already started her where she must go to bed at 8 o'clock, whether she did not have a choice. So what we did, I had a terrible schedule. My husband was the one that was at home with her. My husband mostly put her to bed before I get home, because my husband worked nights. So when I get home, he leaves. So 8 o'clock is a cutoff time. There was no choice. So whether we are tired or we are asleep or we want to go to bed or not, we are forced to turn off the lights.
Right.
We turn off the lights, or lay down beside her. When as soon as she falls asleep, then we come out and do what we want, my own chores, the things that I wanted to do. So she has been in that space where she knows 8 o'clock is her sleep time. So if you do that in 3 weeks, 21 days, you realize that after that 3 weeks, 8 o'clock, you see her start yawning already. Because she has been put in that space where that's
Yeah.
My daughter went to bed at 8 o'clock every day. When
Yeah.
we started that when she was about 4, 4, and it worked.
I think also I'm not late to do that, Auntie. Means I'm not late.
No, you're not
I'm
late.
not late.
Yes, like 3 o'clock. Start it. I'm telling you. Even if you're home, you don't have to want to go to bed, but you must do it.
Right.
When you do it for about 3 weeks, you realize it will become her routine. When she sleeps, you go out and do what you want to do. Do everything you see, and it will really put her in a balance where she will have a good night's sleep, a good hour's sleep. She will rest well. And then by the time she turns like 6, 7, you see she'll start setting up her own alarm to wake up to go to school.
Right.
All you do is just to help her brush her teeth, get her ready, help her clean up, take a shower, and get her ready. So if we already put them in this space where we've already started with this for them when they're about 3, 4, well, we put them on a schedule. It makes it easy. At that point,
is welcome, darling.
At that point, it's bedtime. I know my daughter got her first cell phone when she was 10, right?
Yeah.
It was a necessity. It was not luxury. It's not luxury. It's a necessity.
Yeah, it's a necessity. Yes,
it is a necessity. Because they want to track her. You want to send her a message.
Yes.
Yes. So it's very, very important. Not to talk, because we normally talk, but you send a message and they can send you messages back. So by the time she had a phone at 10, she was already in that schedule for 5 years, 6 years.
That's good.
Going to bed at 8. So I did not have a problem with that. But you must start on time. It's very important.
Thank you, Auntie. So there's a comment I've highlighted. That's Jinkendon's comment. And she says, in regards to what we're talking about, ladies will talk about the violation later on in years. And she said, but sometimes women are not in position to speak. You're absolutely right, Sis Jinkendon, on that. Because trust me, especially in a community in which we live, our African communities.
Especially in our community, no, it's true.
Yeah,
that's why we are talking about this story I'm talking about is an American story. That's why I say you put up everything. So why you did this when you were cheating or with a married man? But what I'm saying is, in our community, we don't talk.
Yeah.
And then when we talk, it's a taboo. I have somebody very close to me who got violated by her own first cousin, who they were so close like brothers.
Wow. Please like the video, guys, if you haven't done so.
Somebody who even has keys to her apartment. He goes there, cooks, he will go there, get food. Just somebody that she loved and trusted as a brother.
That's always the case.
And on this fateful day, she came home, she was so tired, slept. Guess what? When in her sleep, he violated her.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
What made me so pissed? The mother called me because I was going crazy. The mother said, please, this will destroy the family. We should not even talk about it. I say, Auntie, what are you talking about?
You see what I mean?
Your daughter is in pain.
Yeah.
I am there crying, bawling for her. A girl who's so well behaved, so kind, so sweet, in pain because that was the first call she made was to me. And you are saying that don't talk. This can destroy the family. Worry about the family. How about your daughter's mental health?
Yes. It's all about the family
in the African community. You're not worried about your daughter's mental health. You're worried about, it will destroy the family. Let the family broke.
Yeah.
If
this is the problem. They cover it up a lot.
If destroying the family will make your daughter get their healing and put her in a path to bring getting back her sanity, so be it. The family will get over it soon, and it will help other people, and it will create awareness in the family. Because now that we're hiding, do you know how many people in the family this person has done it to?
Absolutely. And there was a story
that is why we must keep talking, because hiding it, they go check violated, and because nobody want to talk, because you think that is that person's shame. Instead of making it his shame, it's the women's shame. No.
They always make it all about the woman. They make the person feel ashamed. That's the problem. And also the thing why some people don't speak up is for the fear of suppression by the perpetrator, especially when they're in a position of power. So they're threatened, like family members can get locked up. Some people even lose their life. They're terminated if they speak up against this powerful person. So we have to be very mindful. And that's why in cases like this, I would say if we have organizations that are out there putting their face forward with, very prominent leaders, we need to rally and support such organizations that can stand in front as the voice of the people.
Not only the voice of the people, those who are running in office.
Yeah.
To put this as one of their the causes that they are running on. That I'm here to stand for families. I'm here to stand for children who have been violated. It's very important. Who is speaking? Have you ever seen anybody running that you hear this something like this? You don't hear anybody who's speaking like, oh, I'm here to stand for children who have been violated, for women or boys who have, or men who have violated, who have been
you don't
abused
hear
sexually.
That.
Nobody says that. It's a taboo. It's a taboo. Until we until the leaders start taking this seriously and putting it into their platforms when they are running for office and making this, create an awareness of this, we're going to keep having these things going under the.
We have ministries of women and social affairs. But
yes.
You don't see the people, the ministers coming out themselves and literally projecting courses like that. Why
Absolutely.
do we feel like it only has to be for certain individuals or non-governmental organizations? This is what I struggle with, because these are the type of ministries.
The government has to be involved.
Yeah, it's definitely the government, the structures, the institutions.
If the government is involved, then they're going to roll it into schools, and putting it there, and
it should be a policy.
Education a subject, even if it's just for 30 minutes class. It goes a long way. That 30 minutes is going to help save a lot of lives. People have to start talking about these things.
My mama says, not in my country, where the top people involved in such acts to become famous and powerful.
They are the ones doing it. They are the ones doing it the most.
You see? And this is
has been following me for a long time. I did that on my own. I went through it. Somebody was very close, a minister, close. You understand?
Wow.
My parents left me with them in respect that this is family friend. But if not that, I've had that conversation with my parents. I was 16. If not, I had that conversation with my parents. He would have violated. He tore my clothes. He literally tore my clothes, tore everything, tore my underwear. We fought. I didn't know I was that powerful.
Wow. Because drastic situation call for drastic measures. When things like that happen,
he was shaking like this. This man lifted me like I was a doll.
Whoa.
I'm looking at uncle. He said, don't call me that. Don't call me that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Somebody that
let me just interrupt you there. Exactly. That's uncle.
A man with power.
Yeah.
Did that to me.
Yeah.
My clothes. And then the bad thing is that I was in their house. I was kept in their custody.
When you say you're kept in their custody, what do you mean? You're living with them at the time?
No. I was not living there. My parents had traveled to Jakiri. I think it was Mr. Kilo's anniversary. The first year of his death.
Okay.
They had traveled to Jakiri for his anniversary. So they said I should spend that week. I was not even actually sleeping there. I spent all day. I go spend all day at their house. Then at night I come and sleep in our home. But I was by myself. You understand?
Yeah.
And we have the houseboy at home with the maid at home with me. You know, so that it was a Sunday. We had gone to movies with their children. So we normally pass our home before we get to their home. He dropped me off and he asked, because I wanted to go pull the blinds. So I said, okay, because the house was like just 4 houses away from our own. So as I went, they dropped me off with the wife. They came and picked us because he and the wife did not come. Just me and the children and the family members in their home. We went to that movie. They came and picked us up, dropped me. I said, I want to go. I went and pulled the blind. I was still pulling the blind. I was not even done. I said, I will just walk down when I'm done. I had a horn in the driveway. So I went to look there. It was uncle. I said, eh. He said, no, come. I don't want you to walk. It's a little bit sick. It was about 6:30 at this time.
I
don't want you to walk. Then I saw him. I said, oh, good. So I went and locked the doors, came and sat with him in the car. He said, oh, I have to pick up something from the office.
Right.
That is me. We went there. He parked. I sat in the car. I'm waiting for him to go into the office.
Yes.
Then he looked at me and said, no, come along with me. I don't want you to sit here by yourself.
And obviously you will, because it's getting dark.
I trusted him. We went in there. He opened the door with the key. It was a long corridor. Went in the office, took another key, Then he said, follow me. He took a file in his hand. Then before I know, he opened a room. It was a bedroom in that office.
Oh, wow.
There's a refrigerator. There's a bed. Right? At this time, it was dark now. After 7.
Wow.
There's a refrigerator. There's a bed. And then he turned around to me. Then now, at this point, I knew I was in trouble. You understand?
Yeah. You could smell trouble.
I already knew I was in
trouble.
Yeah. The moment I saw that bed, then he locked the door behind me. I stood by that door and refused to move.
Oh my goodness.
I said, then I just saw him. I've never seen that kind of a thing, whether it's witchcraft or. This man was shaking as if he had fever.
Hey!
like there was current going through him. He's touching me. He's shaking like witchcraft. If I knew this man just pulled me, I was screaming. I said, Papa, if I'm gonna die here, let me die screaming. Let me die screaming. If I know he caught me, I had this kind of pinafore kind dress. I still remember. I had stripes like you. That's how much I remember this event. I had stripes. Yours is horizontal. Mine was vertical, with ropes like this on here. He just cut it off.
Wow.
I said, God, if I'm gonna die here, I'm gonna die. The way I cried there, I just saw his body just calm down. Then he looked at me and said, did I surprise you? I said, Uncle, how can you do this to me? I was crying.
My goodness.
I ran to that door. I stood at that door because he took out the key. You know, they lock these doors and take out the keys.
Yes.
He stood there and I'm shaking. I'm screaming to the top of my voice. I'm screaming as if anybody can hear me. He says, and guess what? It was a Sunday evening.
Wow.
Then I think I don't know what came over him. He just came down. He just calmed down. They said, okay, have a Fanta. So I don't want it. I'm not
going to have Fanta. Who knows what you put in the Fanta to give me?
He just came now. He opened the door and I walked in. I sat in that car. I was sweating. I was looking. I could not look at him. He was just driving. Because he could not take me to a house now. Yeah, I have to go to their house.
Yeah.
And my parents were coming that evening to pick me up from there.
This is crazy.
That was the plan.
This is really crazy. Why you decided to do it on the day your parents are supposed to pick you up?
Thank you. Then guess what? The way their home was set up, when you are driving, you come through the boys' quarter first. You see the boys' quarter before you go round and go and park in the main yard in the front. He dropped me. He dropped me at that boys' quarter. That coach, that entrance that goes to the boys' quarters where you can walk on leg.
Yeah.
He dropped me there, then drove to his front house. So for him, why did you have to do that? It means that it's now I'm thinking about it as an adult. I've always thought about it. Maybe his wife knew that that's the kind of person he was, because your wife already knew that I'm a child, right? I've been in your house. We're family. Why did you have to drop me there? So now I have my dress that's been torn. I'm holding it like this. As I'm going there, the wife is coming up to the kitchen. They had a back kitchen in the backyard.
Because he doesn't want the wife to know you've been being together with him. You're coming from the same direction.
It means you don't know. You must have been that kind of person. Your wife must not trust you, because I come to the house. You understand? I was there all day.
Yeah, so, but he didn't want the wife to know he was.
I look traumatized. I look traumatized
because
I've been crying. So as I held that close, as I'm going through that coming there, the wife was coming up. Then she looked at me. Women are so smart. We rule the world. She looked at me. Then she said, "Why are you crying?" Then she looked at me. Hear the word that she said to me. The guy that used to work in the house, Alfred, his name was Alfred. He said, "Did Alfred violate you?" From the wife's mouth. She saw me and knew that I've been violated.
But she was asking if it was the guy, the helper at home. Exactly.
The first thing that came out of my mouth, did Alfred do something to you? Did he violate you? I said, "No, auntie." But I was crying. She followed me. Come talk to me. I said, "No, he's not even home."
Karamusa, welcome, darling.
The man has gone, packed and gone in through the inside. I went in there, sat there it took a couple of hours before my parents came. When they came, it was like a big thing came out of my shoulder. As we are driving, we just got home and said, "We got to talk." That's why you must talk these things with your children, so they don't hide. You understand? So they don't hide it with you. They don't feel afraid or feel like it's their fault. That was the first thing. I said, this man violated me. Look at my clothes. My mother she was shaking. She was going like she's going to go crazy.
Yeah. Because this is good. That's very good until you are comfortable to tell your mother, because some
Because we
kids,
have this conversation all the time.
yeah, some
You have to
parents,
make your children feel comfortable.
but the African parent, and that's the culture we need to break, we need to crack. They have that tendency to immediately pounce on the child to go, what were you first of all doing in the office with him? Are you supposed to be in the office at that time with him? And things like that would make children scared to talk to.
She never blamed me. She understood exactly. As I was telling her the story, she trusted me. And because I told her, her mother was shaking. She was shaking. What she did, she took two men who are very close to him. Say he's not going to confront him by himself. Went to his home, to his office in the morning, in front of them, and confronted. He sat on that chair. It felt like, they said, water was coming out of his body. Say, if you try it one more time, I will not only tell your wife, you go to jail.
Wow. Wow. This is a scary story.
So these things happen. And they always happen with the people that we know.
Yeah.
We must talk to our children.
Yeah. We must talk to our children, and
There's no
especially
uncle,
also
auntie.
our boy kids, our boy children, because I think we don't talk enough. We focus a lot about the girl, because obviously, because
But we don't talk to the boys. Absolutely.
we don't talk to the boys. We need to talk to the boys as well. They need to understand that they can also violate them. Because you hear story. I've been on social media platforms where actually a particular one, Melodies, this guy was talking about an auntie who took him from the village to come live with him. And this auntie was waking him up every night to perform sexual pleasures for her, to touch her in, inappropriate places. And the boys are not actually, that awareness is not done enough, I believe, for the boys to understand that it's not acceptable, and it's okay for them to speak out as well. And I think it's something that we need to focus on when it comes to violation and sexual exploitation of our young children in our society.
And somebody wrote there that in Africa we don't talk, and that is so true. Because can you imagine, even though he was confronted, right?
Yeah.
And then my dad went and told my dad confronted him, and that destroyed their relationship for life. You understand?
Yeah.
But guess what?
Of course it will.
His junior sister, who's my very good friend, who was my very good friend, we went to the movies with her, right?
Yeah.
She's about a couple of years older than me, but very close, my darling. Do you know that I never told her until last year?
Oh my God.
She screamed, she cried, she shouted when I told her. He said, it does not surprise me. He said, oh my God, you went through this. I told her that night. Now she recalled the things that happened, how I came with clothes that was torn. I said, your elder brother did too. But because he had that big name and everything, yes, he thought that he could really violate me like that.
That is crazy. And so, Auntie, you don't mind me asking, I'm just trying to figure out why you did not tell your friend then. This is my own thinking. I'm a rationale. I'm looking at it. Why didn't you tell her? Why did you feel comfortable?
In my own mind that I was going to destroy their family.
Right.
I'm telling you.
Right.
In my mind, I was afraid that I was going to destroy their family.
And
so the way my parents handled it, only with him, I left it at that.
That's probably the thought process.
Because in my mind, I was like, maybe she's going to go tell the wife and all that I'm going to destroy this family. I was worried more about them than myself. So you see how these people, they always, when you go through things like this, it makes you feel guilty for something that you didn't do.
Yes.
That the consequences will come out and you are going to be like, you are the one who caused the problem when it's not you. That is why it's important for us, even when we are talking to our children, because that part of it, I did not have that conversation with my parents, that will make them understand that you should never feel guilty for any consequences that come out of people who do things like that. Don't feel like it's your fault. It's not your fault.
Somebody's actually attesting and sharing. Karo Musa is saying right there that story of her life as you're sharing your own story, which just tells us that there are so many victims and there are people whose cases have been unheard of. They haven't been given the opportunity to talk about it because they have no one to stand for them.
They have nobody to stand for them. And then you believe that maybe people are not going to believe you. They're going to call you the liar because that person has money. That person has position. So they will look at you now. They will think that you are the liar. FBI clearance say 55% of sexual abuse happens between uncles and children. Absolutely. Single mothers deeply in love with an abuser. Absolutely.
Yes.
God bless you, FBI clearance. That is what and we've seen single mothers who protect these men
Yes,
They will
they
know that
do.
the child will come and tell you that they feel like this man has violated them, and you are making the child to go because you want to
Because
be with
of
that
their
man.
pleasure. They want to
Women,
maintain the
stop this
relationship.
nonsense.
Yeah.
This man can go, men come and go. Your children will be your children forever. And if they are not, if their life is not straight, if their life is not safe, how can you have peace? So your children are your legacy. You should do everything to protect your children instead of protecting a man. A man who does that to your child does not love you, has already violated you. So why
Yeah.
are you protecting him?
Yeah. Or mothers of fathers, parents who abandon their kids. Like you
Yes.
abandon your child to be raised by another woman or another man, especially
Mhm,
mothers abandon your child to be raised by another man, or
mhm,
with a woman, and
mhm,
this child is exposed to other people who perhaps
mhm,
don't care and
mhm,
abuse, and the father of that child, because they are so bitter towards that mother of that child, they
mhm.
would not give a care in the world, whatever
That
is
is
happening to that child.
that is why I always specify. Please be careful. This thing, especially for children abroad, this is their nonsense that we have sleepovers.
Karomusa, it is well, sis. It is well.
It is well. I can't see. I can't see the comment section.
I will
Be
put it. I will
strong.
put it up. It is okay.
Mhm,
I'll put it up there
mhm.
because Karomusa is
I can
just.
only see what you put up, yes. But
Yeah.
that is why we should keep talking to our children, encouraging them, and make sure that they know that they must report. It don't matter who it is. It don't matter if it's going to make mommy feel sad.
Yeah.
Tell.
Yeah.
Tell. People are hurting. Women have gone through. There are women who have not even come out of this because guess what? They've not been able to speak out.
There was a caller on my show, one of my
Mhm,
show. We've chatted a few times, but I think they're in a better place than managing it correctly. And
mhm,
that caller, literally,
mhm.
I was so shocked. The fact that this person was a child, 8, and was molested from a very young age continuously.
Mhm.
And they were only able to talk the first time they made mention of that situation was when they got married. So you can imagine the pain that these people, victims, are going through when it comes to
And,
this.
and,
Because
and, and when you go through that, especially when you've been like you go through the aspect of that real violation, you have penetration,
yeah,
it affects the way you are in a marriage with your
your
partner.
relationship with men.
Until you get that therapy, it
Yeah,
affects your relationship
yeah.
because you will never be ever you will not be able to open up to your partner. It
No.
affects the way you look at them. You
Yeah.
take it out sometimes on them.
Yes.
Really affects them. That's why
It,
we
it
must keep
affects
talking.
them
It's healing to
psychologically.
talk.
It damages you. It damages the way you look at relationship. It damages your confidence, because some women feel that, like they said, you blame yourself. You would think that it's because of you that that's happened to you, or you see
Absolutely.
yourself like a sexual object that people can just use anyhow. And that's why you see sometimes some of these victims who are unable to speak up and have no one to support them end up on the streets, because
Absolutely.
they feel like that's what they're meant to do.
Mhm.
That their body is meant for that. They don't speak up enough. If anybody wants to call, please call. The number is on the screen there. If anybody wants to call and share a thing or two, or want to share their experience with us, please feel free to do so. Big Boutique Fashion James,
Big boutiques,
welcome,
welcome in
bro.
the building.
Welcome, bro.
I
Thank you so
can't see
much
the
for
screen, so I
joining.
only go by what whoever
Ah,
she's
Mama
greeting.
Jax. Oh my God, Mama Jax in the
Oh, Mama Jax is in the building. Welcome in the building, Mama Jax.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So it's very, very important. And I shared a story here, like you said, most people, the people that abuse these kids are family members. I shared a story that and this will link to the blame game again. A girl actually was writing on Facebook saying she is forced to continuously serve this uncle who had been her abuser for years. So in family meetings, this is the youngest one who goes around, give people water to wash their hands, serve them food. This uncle is sitting right in front of her. She needs to go on bended knees and provide water for this uncle to wash his hands and serve this uncle. This girl was so traumatized because
It
even when
is traumatizing to be respecting your abuser like that.
yeah,
Eh?
yeah. Because she tried to speak and the family said to her, you will not say such thing because it did not happen. It's your uncle. We don't believe you. And this traumatized this child so much so that she attempted 3 times to take away her own life. And this is how far people can go when it comes to violation of their bodies.
Absolutely.
People don't understand. It has a huge consequence on the person
One,
psychologically and physically.
psychologically.
it has a massive impact. So it's very important that we don't take this lightly. This case is not just the first case or the second case. It happens every day, everywhere in the
we can
world.
at least cut it down if we keep talking, creating awareness, letting our
Yes.
children know, knowing that, you know, they to feel free. Before we went to Great Big Boutiques, what I was trying to say at that time was about these sleepovers. Please be careful, these sleepovers. Because I remember my daughter always come to me and say, why you don't trust me? I said, we tell her, no, it's not you that we don't trust. It's the people that you want to go spend the night in the house. Just because you know your friend in school, we don't know their habits. We don't know what they do in their free time. We don't know if they smoke. We don't know if they drink. We don't know if they do drugs. We don't know nothing. And that stood with me because I can remember, I think 2000, the year 2000, there was this little girl, 8-year-old, who went to go spend a night, a sleepover at their friend's house. And it's not that the parents, that little girl was raped in that house. You understand?
Right. Jesus.
Not by their parents, but by a friend of the family who came in that house. So you sending your children to people that you don't know their lifestyle, you don't know who they hang out with, you don't know if they have any discipline at home, if they monitor their children, if they care about who comes in and out of their home. All those things. You send your children there, you're sending your children in harm's way. That's why I always say no to sleep over, except it is family, somebody that's family, you know them, it's not worth it. You don't send your children to people's house to go spend the weekend just because they met them at school, my dear. Be very careful, because you don't know who, those people may be good people, but you don't know who their friends are. You don't know what they do.
And what they get
on their downtime, you don't know who comes in and out of their home.
Yes.
And the kind of discipline that they have at home.
Bella Fountain, please read Better Doe's comment. Better Doe. Ah, where are we? Let me look for Better Doe. Better Doe. Please, Better, I've seen it there. Where is it? Where are we? There we go. Okay, so Better Doe is saying, it happened to me when I was 12. And I have not talked about it till now. But God. I was able to bite him well because I was a stubborn girl. Well done for you, Bertha, for actually fighting. But I think you opening up now, even that's the first stage.
It's good for you. It's good for you, my dear.
You opening up, Bertha, is a first stage of healing.
Sis, it's good for you. I'm so glad that you've opened up and you are able to even just talk about it now. I'm telling you. You realize even that after this, you start feeling a way that you have not felt before. Because something like this will be holding you back. Even sometimes the way you act with your own children, you will not be understanding why.
Yes. You know, because that is built a barrier in your heart. Emotionally, you have
welcome,
that barrier.
Thank you for being
here.
So
thank you so much for sharing, Bertha. But this is just the beginning, sis. If you can get a professional help, I don't know where you are from, which country you are, but if you're in the diaspora, the facilities are just so much. I know us Africans, we are so weary about therapy. It's very helpful. Trust me, it's very helpful. We cannot have those, resources, and we don't make use of it. This is going to enhance your relationship and your own personal well-being if you talk to somebody, a professional, who can literally go from the source of the problem and crack on to where you are at this stage in your life. So I would strongly suggest that you talk to somebody. It will probably do so much good. If you are in Cameroon, some people talk to their pastors, to their reverends. These are people who've done like psychology and things like that. They can somehow guide. I think we have a caller coming in. So they can guide you and literally give you some help that you may need to overcome the situation. Thank you so much for sharing. Hello.
Yes, hi. This is my contribution. I think we need to start talking. Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you so much for calling. Welcome. Thank you.
Yes. So I think we need to start teaching our children at a very young age. I'll say this out of experience. When a child is like 3 years old, start teaching them, how to clean themselves. Mama, daddy, clean yourself. Don't let anybody clean you. Even in school, they abuse kids.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Nobody should clean you.
Yeah.
And African parents, we need to stop this thing that, go and give uncle a hug. Go and sit on uncle's lap.
Uncle's lap. Go sit on uncle's lap.
Thank you so much.
I taught my children at a very young age.
Yes.
They don't give nobody a hug, handshake.
Wow.
And my husband thought I was so protective. Yes, I am. And there's a reason why. They don't sit on anybody's lap. Till today, they don't.
Good.
If you tell them, you know that thing that they'll say, oh, come and sit on my lap. No. My kids don't sit on
chair. There's a chair right beside there. Yes.
They know it from a very young age.
That's very good.
My kids don't sit on anybody's lap.
That's very good.
I taught them that and they know it. You give handshake, you don't give nobody a hug. I know why I'm saying that.
Thank you so much for this
point. You go and sit on these uncles, their lap, and then you know what I mean, erection or something. No, my kids don't sit on their lap.
So true.
Wow.
And this is me. I don't leave my kids. Even my brother who stays with us, my uncle, for my own brother. Not that I'm looking at them, they did something or not. I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
I don't leave my kids with anyone. At one time, my mom was like, oh, your uncle is at home. I said, no, I'm sorry. I don't trust anyone when it comes to my kids. I told my mom, if you are not home, forget it. I'll take the kids with me.
Absolutely.
There's temptation everywhere.
Everywhere.
I stay home with them. This has happened with me. When I was growing up, my mom, we had 2 bedrooms and there was this uncle living with us. And there were 2 beds in that room. And she said, oh, okay, you sleep with your uncle. At night, this
oh my goodness. Jesus Christ.
I screamed. I shout. I said, get away. Get away. I screamed.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
why my kids know. Nobody share rooms. They don't. They
don't share rooms.
Not even with siblings. You don't want them to share bed. Then you go share with your uncle.
I'll be honest with you. My mom is that type of person that the relationship wasn't really there because she shouts.
There you go. That's what I mean.
Yes. She'll be shouting
when you do that, you scare the children. You make them to be afraid of you instead of to respect you.
Wow.
But my kids, I tell them, yes, I start educating them even about, sexual health, everything. Yes, teach them. Because guess what? They have those phones. They go to school. They hear it from their friends. Let them hear it from me first. Yes, I don't even try to sugarcoat anything. I tell them the way it is. I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Wow. That's really...
we need to stop because my mom, when we were growing up, don't let a man touch you.
Not for reading this company.
You just get pregnant.
That was teaching. That was not the right teaching. You're scaring the child. How can you tell a child if a man touches you, you get pregnant? And these are the kind of myths. The myths we need to wash away.
We cannot tell lies. We've got to tell them the truth. Tell them as it is.
Yes, because when I grew up, that's the education I got from my mom. I remember one time my mother-in-law was here with us. And we were watching a show, I think the Kardashian, and their mom was teaching the young girls about, sexual education. My mom said, are you going to teach your children this thing the way this woman does? I said, yes.
Hey, it's very important.
Try that. You just saw your period, you're a big girl. If a man touches you, you just become pregnant.
That's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
We cannot tell lies. We got to tell the truth.
This is ridiculous. And they have that mentality that when they tell us about sex, kids, we go and try. It's the opposite, the reverse. Tell a kid about it. They're more aware about it. They find an interest to want to explore because they already know from their parents.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So for me, I believe just open up, explain everything to the kids. And let me tell you one thing. Parents, we need to stop giving this, private part, special names.
Yeah.
We need to stop.
Is it tell them the real names? The real names.
I'll tell you before I leave.
That's true, Kola.
Only the way it is.
That's true, Kola.
This young girl went to school telling the teacher, Uncle is always touching my cookies. Uncle is always eating my cookies. Uncle is always touching my cookies.
Yeah, you mix it up like that.
The teacher did not know what she was saying.
The teacher will probably think it's a homemade cookie, a chocolate milk cookie, or oat and raisin cookie. No, it's a body cookie, as in the vagina.
God bless you. So when the mom came and the
welcome, darling.
She always complained. Mom is always uncle is always eating my cookie, touching my cookies. She carried her hand on her head.
Good gracious.
Oh my God. My brother is molesting my daughter.
Oh, Jesus.
Then the teacher said, what did you say? She said, yes, cooking is a very bad.
Lord have mercy.
The woman did not know, and the teacher felt so bad because all along, this child has been saying it.
God.
For weeks.
And nobody could help this child.
That's why I said, don't give sweet names there. Call it the way it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Call it the way it is.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
You're welcome, my
Thank you. Thank you. You brilliantly. You know, I've learned something from you today because I'm kind of a huggy person, but I must not pass that on my daughter because that's very important. Yeah. Thank you, Kola.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kola. Thank you. Wow. Amazing. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna round up the show. Anyway, if there's any caller, please call because Auntie, unless you want to add
FBI clearance put here. My friend's boyfriend slept with 2 children from 13 till they got to 19 years old. Right under her nose, a boy and a girl. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she was in
both a boy and a girl.
Yeah, so she was doing the child and doing the boy and doing the girl. This is the society we're living in, and the mother is sitting there not even noticing
until
it.
HIV got involved. Lord have mercy. Well, people, let's protect our children.
Yeah.
We must listen to them.
Yeah.
When they come and say, Mommy, we have something to tell you, don't push them aside.
Yeah.
Pay attention and listen to them. They are not lying.
Yeah. Not just listen, hear them.
Yes.
Hear them. We need to hear them because sometimes we are listening, we're not hearing them. We listen, we're not here. We have to hear the kids, hear the children, hear the younger ones. Is very, very important. So important. God, yeah. Mommy Bree is having a show. So, Auntie, if you have anything to say, you can say it, and then I will conclude.
No, I just want to thank you and for giving me this opportunity. I feel honored to be here for my first time, and I know that these things that we have talked today, trust me, people are going to watch it. It's gonna, if it saves only one more life, 2, 3 more lives, then the job is done. And that is what we should be doing: talking, creating content that impacts life, and talking about these issues, because I keep saying our children are our legacy, and if we fail our children, I don't care how much money you have in the bank, I don't care how many houses you've built, nobody has taken any away when they go.
Yeah.
Go only with one thing that they put on our body. You cannot take all that closet. You cannot take all those handbags, those jewelries, all those things. You know what we take? Our name. You know what we take? Our legacy. And the greatest legacy you have is how successful your children.
Oh, thank you so much, Ajo Mashfire. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh no, what's happened to Auntie Rosemary?
Okay, we are back. Okay. No matter what you go through, no matter what you've acquired, if you have children and your children did not do well, you have failed. If your children are going around destroying other people's life, hurting people, you failed. If your children are out there menacing, causing a menace in the community, the society, you failed. I don't care how much you have in the bank.
Shari's Kitchen, welcome, darling.
All those things don't mean nothing. You always remember, what would your tombstone say? Your tombstone will not tell you how many houses you have or how much you have in the bank, but it will be about your impact in the community and the society and the kind of children that you raised. And that's what you're going to leave behind to continue your bloodline. We want to leave people who are going to carry on our name and make us proud, and that is what is important.
I think we have a caller. Thank you so much, Auntie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you so much. Let me see. Let me take this call and then I can let Auntie exit. Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you so much, Auntie. You're free to go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. I'll leave you guys. God bless you all. I'll let
bye, Auntie. Bye. Oh dear, we cannot connect the caller. We can't. I'm gonna try and call back. Let's see. I'm gonna try and call this person back. Hello, sis. Hello, good, thank you. Do you want to be on the show? Okay, I'm on the show, yes. Okay, then I'll call you back. I'll call you right back. I'm almost rounding off. All right. So yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Read my comments, Bella and Blanche Ingram. We should be very careful with who comes into the home in the name of family members. Absolutely, darling. Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's very important that we understand that the severity of sexual violation or abuse from younger people, or couples, both boys and girls, women, and and men. It happens. It has no age or gender barrier. But now, what's the way forward? How can we go about ensuring that we make our community a safe haven for people to live without the fear of going through violation, or actually feeling like their voices would not be heard if they should come out and cry of being violated sexually? So the first thing that comes to mind, people, is to avoid language that objectify or degrades a man or a woman, or boy or a girl. Avoid such languages. Secondly, we have to challenge individuals, challenge anybody that is making light of sexual assault or sexual violation. That person should not be your friend. That person should not be pampered. That person's action should not be condoned for whatever reason. Then be critical about the messages that we read or pick on social media. We need to learn as a people to filter information that we get on social media. Okay. Sometimes we see things on social media, especially, for example, somebody saying a woman shouldn't come out and cry foul from in the hands of her husband because she's married to that man, and people believe it. No, we don't. As a human being, a married woman, a married man, you have a right to say yes or no to your partner when you feel or don't feel like being intimate to them. It's very important that we know that. Bella, I want really call, but I don't get fit for my English. I don't want to talk about that. I can really call, sis, please call. Please feel free to call. The mother says sis and hubby were legal guardians as a teen. Sis went to do away from the city for a few weeks. Hubby tried, and I ran and locked myself in the room. Reported to sis. We are enemies until today. There we go. That's what I mean, because probably your sister is going to be blaming you, thinking you are you actually are the problem, and this is what we need to stop. Blaming the victims should be one of the ways to go forward. Stop putting the blame on people, not saying that it's because of your action or it's because of the way you were behaving towards that perpetrator you got raped or you got violated. We cannot be using that excuse, because then we are putting off a lot of victims from complaining or reporting their abusers. We need to get involved. We need to be very active in groups, community groups, school groups. Teach our kids, encourage our kids. If the ones that are in school, we can encourage them to actually form. I think we have a call from Auntie Rosemary. Hello, Auntie. Yes, Auntie.
Thank you so much for having me. I know so much. The way we dress our children when they come to greet guests and all that.
Yeah. What is that?
Some of us.
Oh yes, that's better. I see it now. Then.
Yeah.
Where are we?
So I just want us to be careful on that, because if we do that, then we are blaming the victim.
Yes.
People who rape you, whether you have on or not. Mine was done. I was fully dressed.
Yeah.
They are the problem. They are sick.
Yes.
Because to do that, like you look at the Western world, when it's so hot, children have shorts and little tank top because it's so hot. Yeah. So if you're coming from outside and there's a guest and you greet your uncle, he has no right to buy.
It's never an excuse. Exactly. No excuse for rapers. No.
Then it's their mindset. Whether you wear clothes or not, they will take off that clothes from you.
Yeah.
So that should not be a reason for anybody to think that
do
they
that.
have the right to violate anybody.
Absolutely. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you so much. Yeah, your body. It's not for somebody. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for that clarification. I hold the same point of view. Thank you so much, Auntie. I hold the same point of view. That's the case. We cannot make excuses. We cannot make excuses because we do that. It's an excuse to then tell the perpetrator that, oh, I'm doing it because this person dressed inappropriately. And that's why people don't also report the cases of violation, because they feel like we're going to judge them that they're being promiscuous, because we feel like only promiscuous people get violated, but that's not the case. Married couple get violated. People in church get violated. People who are just sitting at home get broken into and they get violated. So we have to be very, very careful. Talking about getting involved, I encourage each and every person to get involved in a community group, talk more about violation on girls and boys, create the awareness, listen to people who come to you to complain about being violated, because that's the only way we can encourage more victims to come forward. And while we are on it, I'm talking about supporting the cause of when people are fighting against violation against boys and girls. This organization that actually put this case forward has actually done a GoFundMe for the late Chantal. So please, I'm going to drop the GoFundMe page after the show. I'm going to drop the GoFundMe page after the show, so anybody can support it. So I'm going to read what the head of this organization posted, so that you guys know it's from that organization, not from Bella Fountain TV. So they posted, the Network for Solidarity, Hope and Empowerment Cameroon posted, our support is needed for this campaign to raise money to help Chantal's family to cover her funeral expenses, as well as cover legal expenses of the lawyers for the civil claim. The case and the GoFundMe are organized and followed up by the Network for Solidarity and Hope, Network for Solidarity, Hope and Empowerment. So I would put the link at the bottom for anybody who is touched by this, anybody who is moved by this story. Please, let's put our hands together. Nothing is too small. Go on that link and actually support with whatever you may have, so that the perpetrator or the abuser can be brought to justice. So I really want to thank each and everybody for coming on today. Thank you all for supporting me. Special thanks. I became the enemy. I packed and went to my mom, who was in the village, reported to her, and she believed me. She confronted the man, and he denied and said I made it up. There you go. But I'm pleased at least your mother believed you, the mother. Thank God for that. No wonder you put your name, the mother. Yeah, in respect of your mom. You're so much cherished mother. So thank you, everybody. Special thanks goes to Mommy Asking for a Friend for actually accepting and taking the time to join me today to do this fantastic show. Let's keep talking about it. Let's keep creating awareness. It could be you, it could be me, it can be your child, it can be your son, your daughter, your sister, your brother. So let's not stop creating this awareness and standing up for people who cry foul to us. Thank you, everybody. I'm just going to give a shout out to whoever is here. And please, if you haven't subscribed, please remember to subscribe before you leave, and like if you can, please, and keep sharing this. So thank you so much, Mama Ma. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much for all you do, your contribution. Ma for Relindis, thank you. G Unity Bulky and sis, our next show, you're definitely gonna have that blue jacket because you so deserve it. Ivan Lee, my darling sis. Next time, Ivan Lee, you need to call. You need to call. You need to call. Thank you so much. Mama Alicia, thank you, my darling sis. Adam Mashfire, thank you so much. FBI Clearance, thank you so much for sharing your stories as well. That help, and that can also make us understand that so many people are going through that. So thank you so much for being so contributing to that, to today's show. Ilaware Mixes, thank you, Jinkan John. Thank you so much, Blanche Ingram TV. Thank you, I appreciate you. Mama Jax, thank you, Mama Jax. Thank you so much for being here. Shirin's Kitchen. Thank you, I appreciate you so much. Ilaware Mix, I think I've called Ida already. Mommy Asking for a Friend, thank you so much. Thank you. Shark Airline, thank you, Shark Airline. Park Colombia, oh, thank you, Park Colombia. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, my sexiest in-law in 237. Nana Chocolate, my chocolate beauty sis, my support system. Thank you. I appreciate you for everything you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. Every single one of you. You mean a lot. You all mean a lot. Please keep sharing. Let's keep loving each other and keep protecting and supporting one another. And until next time, it's goodbye from me, Bella. I wish you all a lovely, lovely rest of the day. Let's go join Mommy Brick. She's going to be talking to us, I think, about financial empowerment. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Let's exit with our normal music. Thank you guys so, so much. Hmm? Hmm? Please like the video in Jimmy's voice, like the video. Eh? Yeah. Jimmy, I saw your comment, sis. I saw your comment. You Canadian. The Thank you so much. Cuba, Cuba, Cuba. Eh, 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 eh. Thank you, Mama Joy. Vivo. Vivo. Mama Alicia, para Colombia, para Colombia. Bye. Eh, 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 eh. Mama Alicia, why you dance? Eh, eh, eh. Let's go watch Mommy B. Mommy B is live. Bye guys. The mother. Thank you, Danny. Thank you so much. My wisdom sis. Yeah, yeah. Thank you guys. Bye guys. Bye.